Here's our tale of the tape for our opener here on the main card, lightweight division, scheduled for 10 rounds. Aviles, 5 years older, 4 inches shorter. And look at that reach he's gonna have to deal with. 75 inches for Hector compared to 69 for Ezekiel. The unified rules of boxing are in effect tonight here in Texas. No 3 knockdown rule, no standing 8 count. You cannot be saved by the bell in any round, and only the referee can stop the fight. Back into the ring again, and Jeremiah Gallegos.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the theater here at Grand Prairie, Texas, USA, we are live on DAZN this evening. Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions proudly presents to you a title attraction, Spectacular, sponsored by Tecate, the official beer of boxing, and Hennessy, Never Stop, Never Settle. Tonight's championship attraction is set for 10 rounds for the WBC USNBC Lightweight Championship. Sanctioned by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, the Commission Chairman, Rick Figueroa, and Deputy Executive Director, Mike Arisfuentes. Sanctioned by the World Boxing Council, President Mauricio Suleiman, and WBC Supervisor in attendance, Deborah Hawkins. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the 3 judges scoring the bout at ringside are David Iacobucci, Javier Martinez, and Jesse Reyes. And our 3rd man inside the ring at the sound of the bell, our championship referee, Neil Young. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for 10 rounds of action of our title attraction. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with white, he officially weighed in at 134.2 pounds. In 22 bouts, his professional record consists of 16 victories, including 6 wins by way of knockout against 3 defeats and 3 draws. He is the former WBC Youth Silver Lightweight Champion, fighting out of Los Angeles, California, y representando Baja California, Mexico, Ezekiel Cheque Aviles. And across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the colors of the Texas Rangers, green, red, white, and blue. He tipped in at 134.6 pounds. In 17 professional bouts, he stands perfect. 17 victories, including 5 wins by way of knockout, no defeats. He is the reigning, defending, undefeated WBC USNBC Lightweight Champion from the Alamo City, San Antonio, Texas, the undefeated Hector Infinito Tanajara. And the referee to give the final instructions, Neil Young.
Okay, gentlemen, we know the rules in the dressing room. You have any questions? Remember, obey my commands at all times, okay? Touch them up, good luck to you.
Hector Tanajara Jr., obviously a fan favorite here in Texas, 17-0, but not a big puncher. What do you expect to see from him against Ezekiel Cheque Aviles?
Tanajara is going to use his advantages. He has a height, the reach advantage, and that's exactly what he needs to do. Just stay poised and stay composed in there.
Box.
So here we go. Cheque Aviles wearing the black and white. Hector Tanajara Jr. in the gray.
Aviles said he can't let Tanajara beat Tanajara. Can't let him fight on the outside, be a technician in there. I'm not going to let him breathe, is what he said.
Both men with pretty extensive amateur action. Tanajara was 125-10 as an amateur, whereas Aviles had 80 amateur fights himself. So don't expect to see too many mistakes made in the ring tonight.
Yeah, both these fighters don't have much of a power punch, so you do expect them to be more technicians in there. Look for the openings, combination punchers.
Tanajara said the one thing I cannot do in this fight is to allow Aviles to get inside and make it a war. We want to stay outside and control the fight.
He has to control the fight from the outside, behind the jab. Stay patient. Because Aviles, that's going to be his game plan. He's going to have to get in there and put pressure all night from round 1 to round 10.
Well, Aviles only 6 knockouts in his 16 wins. So it appears, at least on paper, that in order to win, he's probably going to have to outbox Tanahara. Can he do that?
Well, Tanahara doesn't have that much of a knockout ratio either, with 5 knockouts in 17 fights.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a boxing.
Fighters,
yeah.
So both these fighters are going to have to rely on being technicians in there.
Tanahara's most recent bout, a 4-round technical decision over Ivan Delgado. That happened in Tijuana. He was cut, or was in control in round 3 when he suffered a cut over the right eye from a headbutt. The cut worsened, the referee stopped the fight, it went to the scorecards, and he won by shutout. Counter right just missed there for Aviles.
That's the shot I would like him to look for a little bit more often. He's dealing with a taller fighter here, but set it up. Start jabbing downstairs.
This is the first ever boxing event held here at the theater in Grand Prairie. One time, I believe, I was going to say Neil Young played here, but Neil Young is the referee tonight. There's been some big name musical acts that have come through here. Bob Dylan, but not Neil Young until tonight. 10 seconds to go in the first round.
And here we're going to see a check left hook by Hector Tanahara. Land cleanly right there on the jaw. Checking the man they call El Cheque.
Tanahara may be unbeaten, but he was knocked down once back in 2017, called that an eye-opening experience. And now he's very open about the fact that he's a defensive fighter, says, I try not to get hit.
I wouldn't go as far as say defensive fighter. He's a technician. And that's like the new era of Mexican style. Be a technician. You can still be aggressive and look for the liver shots and fight hard in combinations, but you're not going to take 2-3 punches just to land one anymore. You got to be smart and counter, just like he did right there, backing up and checking him with a check hook.
Aviles doing his best to get inside. Tanahara Jr. with a 6-inch reach advantage. Still to come, our trilogy fight, and then our main event, Ortiz Jr. and Antonio Orozco.
Right, step, don't punch it.
Tanahara is doing a good job of keeping this fight in the middle of the ring. That's exactly the real estate he wants to control. Stay in the middle of the ring, but I would like to see him jab now. More jabs, there you go, upstairs and downstairs. Then you can come around it with that check left hook.
Swing and a miss there for Aviles.
Tanahara staying on the outside, the perimeter of the ring, looking for the right counters.
Aviles with some nice body work.
Tanahara has been knocked down before, and it was on the inside with a short uppercut. So Aviles it will serve him right to try to close that distance and try to look for that uppercut himself.
Slight cut, it appears, on the outside of the right eye of Aviles. May just be a big scratch, not sure yet, haven't seen any blood.
Aviles said he was going to pressure Tanahara all night, but right now that's a little bit difficult for him because Tanahara is not only fighting behind the jab, but he's stepping back, looking for the counters as well. So it's keeping Aviles thinking twice.
Nice right hand there for Tanahara.
I'm grabbing. Box.
Tanahara sparred against, among others, Mikey Garcia, Abner Mares, Jojo Diaz. Of course, Jose Ramirez got him ready for Mo Hooker. It's kind of built like Mo Hooker.
Another one like that. Quiero seguir haciendo esto, okay?
I want to keep doing the same thing. Just
Don't
another
take
round like
chances,
that.
okay? Feel good? Recover right away, okay? Right now, you still got a couple more rounds, no chances. Don't take any chances. Keep using that jab. After 4 or 5 rounds, then yeah, maybe we can take a little more chances. But so far, keep using the distance, stay on that fucking jab, keep using that jab, double it up, make a miss and counter, but keep moving. Don't stand and change punches, all right? Lo estás boxeando bien bonito, make it easy. As easy as possible. Pégatele ya.
Hey, you gotta throw. Don't stay on the inside. You gotta move. Keep moving. You're in better condition than he is. Remember that. You had better preparation and keep your arms up.
So Aviles' corner saying, hey, you're in better shape. We'll grind him down. And Tanahara Jr.'s corner telling him, play it safe. Maybe we'll take some chances in rounds 5 or 6.
Keep doing what you're doing if you're Tanahara. That was the instructions from his corner. Boxing nicely, staying on the outside, using your advantages, fighting behind the jab. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to make Aviles make the mistakes. Force him to get desperate. Look, try to get inside and make the mistakes.
Aviles told us he wanted to pressure Tanahara Jr., but to do it intelligently. What does he mean by that?
While you move in his head, you can't just come forward. You got to do it behind the jab. Even though he is a smaller man, you can double your way in there with jab. Head movement just like that, and bang away at the taller man to the body. He has to rely on pressure and timing and rhythm. Aviles does.
It's an uphill battle for sure for the man from Baja California, Mexico, Cheque Aviles.
Aviles said, Aviles being the Mexican there from Baja, Mexico, he said he learned more Mexican style when he started training in Los Angeles. He said he sparred with different styles of fighting.
There's Mexican guys who live in Los Angeles?
I believe so, yeah. But the sparring, any gym you go in, you're gonna find Mexican style type fighting. And every sparring session is a war, and he said that. That made him a better fighter.
Swing and a miss. Aviles caught him, but it didn't seem to bother Tanahara at all.
Yeah, Aviles said he's gonna pressure him all night, that Tanahara doesn't like pressure. He can't let Tanahara fight his fight all night because he knows he's gonna lose a decision. So Aviles needs to get inside and make Tanahara uncomfortable.
Constantly moving is Tanahara, never a stationary target.
Good body shot there by Aviles. See that distance right there? Aviles has to cut that distance because Tanahara is going to fight his fight all night.
He'll just jab him to death.
He's going to jab him and look for those long right hands from that far. And you know what? They're happy with Tanahara doing that kind of business from that far. Aviles needs to get inside. Jab your way in, head movement, and bang away at the body and the shoulders. Good head movement there by Aviles.
That will do it here for round number 3.
Solito cae.
He'll fall by himself. He'll
Solito
fall.
cae.
Sergio Aviles told us if this fight is fought at a distance, it's Tanahara's fight, I'll lose. How's he doing right now?
He's winging away, he's barely messing with those shots, but he needs to set those up. I mean, he's doing the right thing with the head movement, but he needs to jab his way in. If he could jab at the chest or the torso area, don't look for the winging shots just yet. Look for the jabs and the jabs downstairs, upstairs too. But work your way in with the jab. Now, no winging shots. Tanahara doing the right thing by pivoting away from those shots.
Tanahara Jr. had his way, he'd stand at this very distance and throw jabs for the next 6 rounds.
And Robert Garcia in Tanahara's corner said the exact same thing. We're gonna do this all night. Let him make the mistakes. Solito Kai said, basically, right, he'll fall by himself. Just keep doing what you're doing. When you're dealing with fighters that don't belong on your level, you just gotta let them make the mistakes. You outclass them, let them get frustrated.
They're waiting for you to make a mistake.
But that's not gonna happen if you're the undefeated fighter, the undefeated prospect. Less mistakes.
Well, Aviles has been 10 rounds 4 times in his career. That's why his corner was so excited about his conditioning. There's a nice shot. And that will certainly tire out Aviles. When Tanahara hits him with a jab, and Aviles swings and misses. Excuse me.
I like that right there. Aviles punching in between the holds. Tanahara trying to hold, and Aviles trying to punch in between. I like that. Don't let Tanahara hold. Don't let him fight his fight. Get on the inside.
Uppercut there from Tanahara.
Aviles is doing the right thing by crouching down, but he needs to spring up with jabs, not hooks. Double jabs, triple jabs, move your way in with power jabs. And then you can wing away once you're on the inside.
Keep your head up
Aviles
too.
closing the distance there, but unable to get anything of substance to land.
See, those punches are going to keep missing on Aviles' part. He has to work his way in with jabs.
Aviles has been stopped once in his 3 losses and has lost his last 2.
He's telegraphing that right hand. That is not going to land on Tanahara. They're winging shots. He could be seen from a mile away, and Tanahara nodding his head, letting Aviles know the same thing.
And he almost crouches down before every power punch does Aviles.
See, those shots, looping, winging shots are not going to land by Aviles.
You won this round. Hey, get the swell.
Ahí está abajo.
Get the ice swell.
¿Qué quieres que estés acomodando? ¿Cómo te sientes?
How do you feel?
How do you feel?
You gotta go inside. You gotta get close to him and move left to right. You can't stand in front of him.
Here we're going to see Aviles land that left hand right there with the lazy punch by Tanahara. That was the way he needed to get inside. Crouching down, came in with that right hand. He just threw away that right hand just to land that left hook.
Good shot there from Aviles. He'd like to land about 50 more of those, wouldn't he?
Absolutely, but Aviles got some confidence there.
Tanahara Jr. initially aimed to win a medal at the 2016 Olympics, but instead decided to sign with Golden Boy and turn pro. He's 22 years old right now, has not lost. Nicknamed El Finito, borrowed that from one of the all-time great strawweights and light flyweight titleist, Ricardo Lopez. In fact, Colonel Bob Sheridan, who's calling fights tonight for our world feed, said that Finito was the best fighter he ever saw. And this is a man that called Mike Tyson fights, Muhammad Ali fights.
If the Colonel is giving that high of praise to Ricardo Lopez, that you know he's the goods. And Ricardo Lopez retired undefeated as well, with over 50 fights. So that's a great, great, great fighter there, Lopez.
Box.
disciplined do you have to be to just stay outside and throw your jab all night when you think, you know, I could go in, jump in there and land a big right hand if I wanted to?
It's all character of a fighter. They don't bring character unless they have to. Tanahara's corner, they want him to keep doing this. I mean, he's putting rounds in the bank. He's staying safe, fighting behind the jab, utilizing his advantages, which are his reach, his height, his experience. Stay disciplined and poised.
Baby hook there. Tanahara Jr.
No jabs by Aviles. Just letting Tanahara get comfortable fighting at the edge, at the end of his punches. So Tanahara can do this all night. He's gonna stay off the ropes, fighting behind the jab, picking his shots.
Straight right hand there for Aviles, or for Tanahara, excuse me. He's starting to open up a little bit, Sergio, and he caught it flush again with an uppercut.
And he catches him with that uppercut because you don't expect a taller man to lead in with an uppercut.
And now let's see if Tanahara really wants to get this crowd fired up.
He's looking for that uppercut again, but it's a dangerous punch to throw, especially if you're a shorter man looking for a looping punch. It'll serve Tanahara right if you can go back to that punch later, that uppercut later. Go to the jab. Let him fall asleep again. Let Aviles fall asleep, and you can surprise him with that uppercut again.
Well, he wanted to throw it right there. Aviles appears to be running out of ideas and running in to uppercuts and the jab of Tanahara. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, it is the third fight, or round 21, between Joshua Franco and Oscar Negrete. Bantamweight division, 10 rounds coming up next. Sergio, if you were to handicap this fight, who is the favorite to win here?
I have no idea. That's what we're seeing, the trilogy here. These two were made for each other, throwing 1,000 punches in 10 rounds. We're gonna see a great fight.
Best round of the fight for Tanahara Jr.
Here we're gonna see that uppercut. It's a dangerous punch to throw if you're that tall, leading with that punch, but it landed, it surprised it. Aviles, and there he is, landing that same shot again. Beautiful uppercut by Tanahara.
Let's go, let's go! Take it down!
You know he would love to get a knockout here in Texas. Round 6 scheduled for 10. Tanahara Jr. from San Antonio, Texas, said he has a couple dozen friends and family here in attendance. Texas is a big place, Sergio. It's not like you can just drive anywhere in 30 minutes.
Freeways are complicated too.
All right, so what's Aviles have to do now that Tanahara Jr., especially after that last round, seems to be separating himself?
Yes, he is, and it's with the jab and the patience. And he surprised him with that uppercut there. So Aviles needs to get a little bit more aggressive. He said he was going to pressure Tanahara all night. We've seen flashes of that, but it's not enough. Because Tanahara is fighting his fight, and he's going to cruise into a decision if this continues.
Tanahara is certainly not known as a power puncher. Only 5 knockout wins and only 1 KO since 2016. But you heard Robert Garcia in the corner saying, you know, later in this fight, we'll start taking more chances. Round 6 scheduled for 10.
See, I like that right there. Aviles chopped him downstairs and came around with a left hook. That's a smart combination by the shorter fighter.
A rare occasion that Aviles has been able to get around the jab and get inside on Tanahara.
guys. Stop. Box.
Avila's letting Tanahara be Tanahara. He had a good start of the round, but he's letting Tanahara be quiet and just fight behind that jab and box. Avila should be pressuring, jabbing, pressuring, getting on the inside, throwing punches. This round could possibly be up for grabs if Avila can steal it.
Stop. Time.
Here we have Tanahara being himself, the longer, stronger fighter, jabbing away, keeping the shorter fighter at bay. 2, 3, 4 jabs, and that'll do it. If you're the shorter fighter, I mean, those punches not only annoy you, but they hurt.
Here's Claudia now with more on Robert Garcia.
Thank you, Todd. Well, we already saw that jab, but the one thing that we have not noticed is his footwork. Tanahara has that half step. He just walks in, throws the jab, and he takes time enough to just take that half step back and get out of the range. But he also uses that to lure Zeke in so he can actually attack and do some damage.
Really good. Muy bien, Hector. Agarra la
Mount 7.
Hector Tanahara, one of the bright young prospects for Golden Boy, just 22 years old. And when you kind of look at the landscape right now, professional boxing, Sergio, and you think of excellent young lightweights, you got Ryan Garcia, who's 21, Devin Haney, who's 20, Teofimo Lopez. But what does Tanahara have to do to start getting the kind of attention that those other fighters are getting and that he's not?
Well, one thing that those 3 fighters you just talked about, yes, they have all the things going inside the ring, but all 3 of them have a presence outside of the ring too. They're handsome guys with a following, and people want to see them. They have that knockout punching power, and that's what separates a Haney and a Ryan Garcia from Tanahara. It's the knockouts. That's the only thing separating them, but they're good looking inside the ring and with good looking hooks. They got looks and hooks.
Are you saying Tanahara's ugly or something? What's going on?
No, I said they got looks and hooks. I mean, look. Both these guys, all 3 of those guys you just talked about, they're undefeated. They're very good-looking fighters inside and outside the ring. That's all I'm saying.
There's your punch stats. 89 landed for Tanahara. Aviles with just 37. Well, is Tanahara ever going to be able to get power, or is this going to be the kind of fighter he's going to be for the rest of his career?
You don't just get power, Todd. You're born with power.
Well, he could get his man strength. He's only 22.
That he can, absolutely. But you don't just get power out of nowhere. And try, believe me. Tanahara trying to land that uppercut again. Beautiful shot right there. That's the one that landed, that left one. That left right. Left uppercut on the inside. Go back to the jab.
Well, he may not have that one-punch knockout power, but when he's dominating an opponent the way he is tonight against Aviles, maybe he could push the pedal to the metal a little bit more and go for one of those KO stoppages, TKO.
And look at what that jab is doing. Look at the bumps and bruises on Aviles' forehead and face. His eyes are starting to swell up and close up a little bit, bumping and bruising, face is all red. That's the power of a jab. That's the frustrating part, when you're behind, getting out jabbed, being peppered by punches, and then you miss looping punches like that.
Yep.
It's discouraging. It just makes you feel like you don't belong.
What can Aviles do with all this pin-up frustration that's been building here over 6+ rounds?
Go for broke, but you put yourself in a lot of danger going for broke like that. Tanahara is a very disciplined fighter. Very poised with his punching, and look, shots like that. If Tanahara can land an uppercut from far like that with Aviles coming in, that'll be it. Here we're gonna see a replay by Tanahara landing lefts and rights, coming around the guard of Aviles with a right hook right there. And look at how wild Aviles comes back. Those punches will not land. Tanahara, the Matador, just backing away calmly.
And they will drain you of energy, will they not?
They'll drain your legs because you're not accustomed to missing.
Round 8 scheduled for 10. And as I mentioned earlier, Avila said, listen, if I can't get inside that jab, there's no way I'll win a decision.
Avila said that Tanahara doesn't like pressure. He's going to be on him from the first round to the 10, but it's not as easy to do once you're in there because Tanahara does have that poised, patient power. He doesn't really make many mistakes, and it's hard to really pressure a fighter that doesn't make mistakes.
Left hand for Aviles, who showed some hand speed as well there. Jabs through round 7. 63 have connected for Tanahara Jr. He's thrown 232, Sergio.
I mean, that's the brilliance of a jab. Every great fighter had a jab, and when you have young prospects like Tanahara that know that early, I mean, the sky's the limit for them. Beautiful uppercut right there by Tanahara.
Look at the jab.
That's been the most successful punch by Tanahara, is that left uppercut catching Aviles coming in. And maybe that's the reason Aviles is not being as aggressive and putting on the pressure like he claimed he was going to do. It's that uppercut and that jab stopping him from doing that.
Tanahara Jr. loving that uppercut right now. Not as much as the jab, but it is second.
Robert Garcia in Tanahara's corner keeps yelling at his man to keep circling. Let Aviles make the mistakes.
Tanahara Jr. started boxing at age 11.
See, fighters like Aviles, they want you to make the mistake. They want you to open up with combinations. But the discipline behind Tanahara, fighting behind the jab, it's going to be very, very tough to do. Aviles is looking for an opening. Tanahara's not giving him one.
It could be a whitewash so far for Tanahara Jr. If that's the case, Aviles has to find a way to get a knockout here tonight, something he's not accustomed to doing.
Tanahara with a right uppercut catching Aviles coming in. It's a dangerous punch for a taller fighter to do, but he's been getting away with it and getting away with it nicely.
2 rounds to go from Texas.
It's been jabs and uppercuts for Tanahara all night, and here we see a right uppercut landed cleanly on the nose of Aviles, and that's what's stopping Aviles from being so aggressive. And look at that jab.
Oh.
Jabs like that would stop you from just coming forward recklessly.
You're taking a lot of shots. You don't look hurt. He can't fight. He can't fight.
And they're stopping this fight.
Can't fight.
Mario Morales.
Can't fight. One more round. One more round. Come on, Cheque. Come on.
Mario Morales wanted to stop that fight, but they're giving Aviles one more round, or they will stop this fight in his corner.
Round 9. It's hard to stop a fighter with 1 round to go, though. We'll see if they actually pull the plug if Aviles makes it through the 9th round. Tanahara Jr. in the gray trunks, Aviles in the black, and it has been all Hector Tanahara here tonight.
Well, you don't need to be taking punishment to stop fights. Sometimes you're just outclassed, and Mario Morales in Aviles' corner is seeing that. They're seeing that the fight is taken out of Aviles.
Should they throw in the towel?
No, not yet, because, yeah, look, Aviles is not taking brutal punishment, but he's not in this fight. It's not looking like he's trying to implement any kind of strategy either. Like, the fight has been taken out of him, so why continue?
And he doesn't have one-punch power, at least according to his statistics. Here are the power punches thrown and landed. Aviles tries a lot more, but doesn't land a lot more.
Percentage is all you got to look at. Whenever you're talking about fighters and who throws more, who landed more, it's the percentage. And any time a fighter is near 50%, you know he's had a good night, a great night.
Not to mention, Tanahara has thrown about 300 jabs. Well, this type of style is going to win Tanahara a lot of fights, but is it going to win him a lot of fans?
Probably not, but it's going to win him a lot of fights. Good right hand.
Like I said, minute 20 to go here in round 9. Aviles looking for a minor miracle. For Tanahara, business as usual.
There's that right hand, that right uppercut from far again. That Tanahara has been throwing and landing successfully all night. Jabs and uppercuts, that's what Tanahara has been doing.
Again, Tanahara Jr., even though he is unbeaten at 17-0, he has been knocked down once against Daniel Perales in March of 2017. He came on a left hook. Another triple jab.
Tanahara outboxing, outclassing Aviles. And Aviles' corner, it's not that they want to stop the fight because of punishment, it's being outclassed. And do you really have a chance to win this fight? I mean, look at his face. It's bloody, it's bruised, eyes shutting, and he has 3 more minutes of this to go.
Should I stop it? Should I stop it? Let him finish. Let him finish the fight.
And here we see school in session. Aviles getting outclassed with the most important punch in boxing, the jab. Doubling, tripling up the jab, reddening the face of Aviles. And that's what's discouraging that man right there.
Doc, keep an eye on him. Take it down, let's go! Take it down! Hold up. All right, spot.
So he will come out and finish the fight. Ezequiel Aviles. I don't know if there's a correct answer, but I'm going to ask you anyway, Sergio. How does Aviles score the most improbable knockout of his career?
Improbable, impossible. I don't see it happening with 6 knockouts in 16 fights. I could see him rocking or stunning Tanahara when Tanahara has been throwing an uppercut from far like that. It's dangerous for a taller man to lead himself with an uppercut. So yeah, he can catch him in between a shot like that, but it's highly unlikely.
So he needs Tanahara to make a mistake, something that does not appear to be likely with just over 2 minutes left in this fight.
He needs Tanahara to make a mistake or get careless, or get out of character and go for a knockout.
The crowd kind of urging him on. They want to finish.
It'll take just 1 or 2 solid shots from long range by Tanahara for the referee or the corner to intervene, even though it is the last round. Because Aviles has been outclassed. He's not in this fight. It's probably 9 rounds to 0. Even though there only is 1.5 minutes left, punishment is punishment.
Well, Aviles, I think, did the best he could, Sergio, but he's just not on Tanahara's level.
No, he is not, and he said he was under pressure all night. But a smart power jab and those uppercuts that Tanahara has been landing will extinguish any kind of fire coming out of Aviles.
to go here in Grand Prairie, Texas. Still 2 fights left, our co-main event, and of course, the return of Virgil Ortiz Jr. to his hometown in our main event.
Tanahara is firing on all cylinders right now. Lead right hands, double jabs, hooks, uppercuts, catching and countering nicely, ring generalship. It's just a very, very impressive performance by an undefeated, nice-looking prospect like Tanahara.
Break. Step back.
30 seconds to go. Tanahara on cruise control.
Anytime a boxer starts leading with that right hand like that, he's really comfortable. He has got the timing. Everything's working for him already. It's a nice performance by Hector Tanahara Jr.
And a good effort for Aviles, but not nearly enough to beat the 22-year-old from San Antonio, Texas. Tanahara said, listen, Aviles is going to try and get inside and make it a war. I'm not going to let him do that. And boy, did he ever.
He used his height, his reach, his advantages, his intelligence. It was just a really, really solid one-sided performance by Hector Tanahara, and this is exactly what makes him special. He got touched in there. Aviles was determined. He tried to get in the inside. He had some moments, but ultimately he was just too much. El Finito comes out unscathed and unblemished again.
So what's next now for Tanahara? Do you put him with another guy that's going to just go rounds with him and he's going to dominate? Or do you step him up against somebody that can really challenge?
I think keep doing what you're doing. He's going to be 18-0 now, 5 knockouts. He's still finding himself. He's an all-around really, really good boxer. He throws really intelligent punches. He doesn't waste punches. For a tall fighter, he goes downstairs nicely. He has a fight IQ. He has a high fight IQ, and I really like the way he's progressing.
Now for the official decision in Jeremiah Gallegos.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 intense championship rounds of boxing, we now go to the judges' scorecard. All 3 judges see the bout 100-90 for your winner by unanimous decision. He is still undefeated and still the WBC USNBC lightweight champion, the fighting pride of San Antonio, Texas, Hector